The heavy iron door creaks shut behind you, sealing you in a cold, stone chamber lit only by flickering torches. A hooded figure steps forward, their face hidden, but their voice cuts like a blade. Confess or suffer. The air smells of damp stone and fear, and you realize this is no trial. It's a tomb. You're inside the Spanish Inquisition's chambers, where truth was twisted and mercy was a lie. This is a secret they buried in blood, a truth so dark it'll shake you to your core. I'm about to take you into the heart of one of history's most terrifying machines. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will change how you see the past. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment to dive deeper into this rabbit hole. You're not here by accident. The Spanish Inquisition, launched in 1478 by Ferdinand II and Isabella I, wasn't just about faith. It was about power. Spain was a patchwork of cultures: Christians, Jews, Muslims. But unity meant control, and control meant fear. The Inquisition targeted anyone who didn't fit. Conversos, Jews converted to Christianity. Moriscos, converted Muslims, heretics, or just those who whispered dissent. By 1492, 150,000 Jews were expelled or forced to convert, and thousands faced the chambers. You could be denounced for lighting candles on Friday, eating pork-free meals, or even glancing at the wrong book. The Edict of Grace gave you 30 days to confess, but confession wasn't freedom. It was a trap. In Toledo, 2,500 people were reconciled by 1486, their lives ruined even if they escaped death. You're not just accused, you're marked. Your name whispered in secret tribunals. Your fate sealed before you even enter the chamber. Step inside the tribunal, and the air is thick with incense and dread. You face a panel of black-robed inquisitors, their eyes cold, their questions sharper than knives. The process was secret, your accusers anonymous. You don't know who betrayed you: a neighbor, a friend, even your own child. The historian Henry Kamen estimates 40,000 trials occurred by 1530, with most ending in conviction. Evidence was flimsy: a rumor, a dream, a misspoken word. In 1484, a woman named Maria Gonzalez was accused because her laundry was too clean on Saturdays, hinting at Jewish practices. You try to defend yourself, but every word is twisted. Silence is guilt, tears are deception, defiance is heresy. The inquisitors, guided by the Malleus Maleficarum and Torquemada's zeal, believed they were saving souls. You're not a person. You're a test, a soul to be weighed, a body to be broken. The chamber isn't a courtroom. It's a stage, and your suffering is the script. Now the real horror begins. The torture chamber. The Inquisition called it questio, the question, as if pain could force truth. You're strapped to a wooden bench, your wrists and ankles bound. The strappado lifts you by your arms, tied behind your back, until your shoulders scream and pop. In 1522, a converso named Diego de Uceda endured this until he confessed to secret Jewish rites. Lies to stop the pain. Or maybe it's the taka, water torture, where cloth is stuffed in your mouth and water poured until you choke, your lungs burning. The chronicler Juan Antonio Llorente recorded 1,917 tortured in Valladolid alone by 1520. The torturers weren't monsters. They were bureaucrats methodical, believing they served God. You're not just in pain. You're being erased, your body a tool to prove their righteousness. The worst part? They'd stop just short of death. So you'd live to confess, to betray others, to fuel the machine. If you confess, or when you break, the auto-da-fe awaits. A public spectacle of shame and death. You're paraded through the streets, wearing a sambenito, a yellow robe painted with flames or devils, marking you as a heretic. Crowds jeer, spit, pray as you're led to the Plaza Mayor. In Seville, 700 were burned between 1480 and 1488. Their ashes scattered to erase their existence. If you're lucky, you're garrote before the flames, mercy for confessing. If not, the stake burns slow, greenwood prolonging your agony. The 1486 auto de fe in Toledo saw 1,200 penitents humiliated, their families shunned for generations. You're not just dying, you're a warning. You're paying a sermon to keep Spain in line. The crowd doesn't see you. They see the Inquisition's power, a spectacle that binds them in fear and faith. The aftermath is a silence heavier than death. If you survive, you're not free. Your San Benito hangs in the church, a public mark of shame. Your family is ruined, your property seized. By 1500, the Inquisition amassed wealth equal to a small kingdom. Survivors like Elvira del Campo, tortured in 1567, lived as outcasts, their names cursed. The Inquisition didn't just kill. It erased identities, broke communities, turned neighbors into spies. Between 1478 and 1834, up to 5,000 were executed, 100,000 tried, countless lives shattered. You're not just a victim, you're a ghost, your story buried to protect the myth of a unified Spain. The chambers weren't about truth, they were about control, a machine that fed on fear to silence difference. Here's the secret they didn't want you to know. The Spanish Inquisition wasn't chaos, it was calculated, a system designed to crush the human spirit. It wasn't just about religion, it was about power, fear, and erasing anyone who dared to be different. The chambers were where truth died, where pain became policy. You wouldn't survive because the system wasn't built for justice. It was built to break you, to make you betray yourself, to turn your pain into a spectacle. This isn't just a story, it's a warning. A mirror showing what happens when fear rules and truth is a crime. You're standing in that chamber, hearing the chains, knowing there's no way out. Ask yourself, what are we still confessing to today? Subscribe, like, and comment to keep uncovering the secrets they buried.